good.
How are you? I'm good. How yourself? I'm
Mhm.
okay.
There we go.
Well, keep still. Don't move.
Yeah. Welcome, everybody, to our very warm day in the park. So as we were checking in, one of the things that was mentioned was a feeling of being aggravated. And with the heat, I think it exacerbates it. So in Ayurveda, kind of yoga's sister science, there's this notion that it was like Ayurveda in 30 seconds or less. Um, in Ayurveda, the idea is that we all have these, we're all made up of different energies, and there are three primary ones that we speak of in the field of Ayurveda. Pitta is the fire element, Kapha is the water element, and Vata is the air element. And so the air element is like at its best, it's quick and it's light. It can turn on a dime. Like when we're feeling really like able to like pop in and out of this, turnarounds to change course readily. That's the good side of Vata. The unfortunate side of Vata is I'm really spacey. I can't find my keys. What day is it? I don't know where I am. So, and each of these energies can manifest in ways that are helpful or not so helpful. The Kapha energy, smooth, fluid, calm at its best, sluggish and dull, and withdrawn on its kind of dark side. And Pitta, finally Pitta, the fire element, is the energy of like get out and get stuff done. And we need that. But the dark side is pissy and angry and hot and everybody's stupid. And so we've got kind of like a lot that's been going on that can be aggravating to all of us. That's like dealing with these global circumstances and local and life circumstances that are much less than ideal in many ways that we've all been working with that could be aggravating. If you have other people in your house, seeing them on different schedules may be aggravating. For all my friends who are parents, I'm like, who with young kids at home, I bow to you. That there may be lots of aggravation there. And then the heat itself can add to that sense of like, oh. So if you're feeling a sense of excess pitta, excess fire today, we're going to start, the focus of our whole practice actually is kind of a pitta balancing, pitta pacifying practice. We'll start with cooling breath work. This is my favorite cooling breath practice called Sitali. You breathe in over the surface of the tongue and you breathe out through the nose. It looks like this. If your tongue can curl, the inhale is done with a curled tongue. And then you relax your mouth, close the lips, and you exhale through the nose. If the tongue doesn't curl, I understand this is a genetic thing. So if you don't have the tongue curling gene, then rest the tongue on the bottom of the mouth and make like a boba straw shape with the lips. Right? If you can whistle, it's a little too narrow. Make it a little larger than that. And so the effect is the same. The air passes over the surface of the tongue where it's cooled, kind of like a swamp cooler, if you guys know what that is, or like blowing a fan over a pool of water. We'll do 10 rounds. Find your seat, relax your shoulders, rest your hands somewhere comfortable, and if you want, close the eyes. And then 10 rounds at your own pace. Inhaling over the surface of the tongue and exhale, through the nose. I use my fingers to count. I'll move each one as I'm going along. Keeps the vata element from taking over. In over the tongue. And out through the nose. Continue just like that. Continue inhaling over the tongue. And exhaling through the nose. If you finish early, you can add a couple extra breaths or breathe normally. When you do complete the last round of breath, breathe normally and just notice how you feel in this moment. You may still be hot and cranky. That's okay. There's nothing wrong if that's the case. But observe. And now lower the chin to the chest and make half circles with the head. Take it at your own pace. And now come to upright and roll the shoulders up and back, down and around. Now let's invite the whole spine to move with us. Exhale, draw the navel in and round. Inhale, lift the heart, melt the shoulders back. Take it at your own comfortable breath pace. Inhaling, the heart lifts, the shoulders melt. Exhaling, draw the navel in and round the spine. Just like that. So there's actually a nice breeze here today, which feels like salvation right now. It feels absolutely wonderful. Come to upright and roll your rib cage around gently. You can make exaggerated circles and swoop out a lot, or you can make it very subtle, anywhere in between. As you finish the circle you're on, reverse. And when you're ready, come back to center. You might change the cross of your legs. And take the right hand off to the side. And you can always, because I know if we're in kind of a circle for my folks in the park, it sometimes is weird that I'm mirroring you. So go to whatever side you want. Just make sure you go to both sides. One hand down, the other hand on the head. Breathe here. Root down into your seat and send the breath to widen the space between the ribs. Each inhale widening and expanding. Each exhale, softening into the position that you're in. Now stay right here, and as you exhale, pull the navel in and bring your elbow toward the knee, the opposite knee. Inhaling back into the side bend. You might turn the chest up if you want, turn the gaze up. Exhale, draw the navel in, rounding. Inhale, open up, maybe turn the chest to the sky. Exhale, draw the navel in, elbow to knee. And inhale, come back into your side bend. If you like, reach the top arm as an extension of this long, gentle arc. Reach up with the top arm. Let it help you come back to center and change sides. One hand down, the other behind the head. Zip up the belly and take a gentle amount of side bend. So if you've just had stuff done, injections in your spine would be one of those things that qualifies as stuff done on your back, or if the low back is feeling tender. Be more conservative with the movements. Don't push into anything that doesn't feel right for you. Draw the navel in, and to any extent, rounding, bringing the elbow toward the knee. Inhaling, opening up. So it can have not a lot of twist and rounding, or it can have quite a bit of twisting and rounding as you wish. Exhaling. Inhaling. The next time that you open up, stay in the side bend, perhaps extending the top arm, breathing a little extra in between the ribs. Use the top arm to lift you, come back to center. And once again, take the shoulders up and back, down and around. Walk the hands out in front of you, leaning forward any amount. See what feels right for you. So in some bodies, a fairly upright position feels like a lot of forward bend, and that's fine. You can stay there. You can walk out further if you like. It is entirely up to you. You can have the hands closer in or reach them further away. Make sure that you can breathe and that your neck and back are okay with the position that you're in. Now, while you're here, take a few very generous breaths, guiding the awareness down the length of your spine, as if you're breathing space all along the spine, from the base of the skull, down the neck, down through the mid-back, low back, all the way to your tailbone, breathing up and down your radiant, luminous spine. Very gently walk your hands back up. Peel yourself upright. Unwind your legs and take your feet out wide. Feet are flat on the mat, knees are bent, and we're sitting up tall. You can use your fingertips so that the hands give you a little support and start to do a seated windshield wiper movement. Swaying the knees side to side. Now you can stay here with that amount of movement. If you wish, you can explore a little more range of motion. How much more? Up to you. You know, the end point is at some point you'll bump into either the end of where your legs are willing to move, or you'll bump into the ground. And if you want to make it extra work, you can do it with the arms out to the sides. It is your choice, right? It's a hot day, so if you're like, no, I want this the cool way, keep the hands down. All right, come on back to center and bring the feet in. If you have a belt or towel or something, have that handy. If you don't, it is not a big deal. It's not a requirement, but at some point I'll do some stretches offering um, an option to use the belt. Let's lie down first though. Lie down on your back, hug your knees to your chest, and rock side to side. What was that, Bonnie? Oh, sun, come in a little bit because that patch of sun is going to come onto you. It's moving this way. It's moving that way. The shade is, so the sun is coming for you. Does that make sense? And then you're good because the shade, you're just going to be deeper in the shade. Oh, I gotcha. I gotcha. You want the deep shade experience. All right. Once you guys get all situated, hug the knees, rock. I feel like I have like vampire in me. The sun comes through the trees, like it burns. All right. From here, relax the arms. Place the feet flat on the mat and then take your right leg wherever your ankle is free to rotate. So you could stretch your leg out and do the rotation with your foot down low and cross it over the other leg, or you could put their foot up in the air. As long as your ankle is free to rotate, that's a good spot. Go the other way. Nice and easy. And then let the knee bend and circle the knee around any amount. And reverse. And touch the foot down. Bring the other leg to wherever you can get a nice ankle rotation. And go the other way. And now bend the knee and circle the knee around. And go the other way. I've been trying to take advantage lately of this extra time at home and do little like micro gardening projects. Nothing that feels too overwhelming because I'm very easily overwhelmed right now. So little container plantings. I've got some tomatoes, put them in containers, stuff like that. But this year we've had this like grasshopper problem. And I'm usually very live and let live with grasshoppers and lots of other creatures that are outside. But this year they've crossed the line, like the line in my head that's like, you ate all my lemon balm, you're eating my tomato plants, you're multiplying rapidly, you have to leave now. And so every morning I go out, I'm like, all right, you have to leave. You you can leave on your own or I can help you. It just has nothing to do with anything. Except that this is my life. It's all about like hunting down grasshoppers. Bring the knees to your chest, rock a little side to side. And now replace the left foot flat on the mat, the knee is bent. And with your right hand, either clasp behind your right thigh or rather both hands, not just one. The hands behind the thigh or holding on to your pant leg or whatever works for you. Bring your thigh in fairly close to your chest and then start to bend and straighten the leg. Now, we're not going for a fully straight leg, but we are aiming to feel some nice stretchy sensation in the belly of the muscle, the back of the thigh and the calf. So one of the advantages to having really warm weather is our muscles are pre-warmed. They're pre-warmed and often more willing to explore stretching. So just see, what's it like now? Go in easily. Don't go bananas just because it's hot out and your yoga teacher said you'll get a good stretch on a hot day. Be aware of sensations in your body. And then go into the position where you feel, oh, okay, I feel that stretch. Check to see that it's in the belly of the muscle, right? So if you feel the stretch up near your butt cheek and your sitting bone or behind your knee, it's all tenderness. Don't try to stretch there. Aim for where the muscle is, right in the middle. That's where we can really make a difference. And that's what's willing to stretch. Tendons don't like stretching so much. And they, even when they give a little, they don't have much to give. And then bend your knee and take the knee out to the side, right leg happy baby. Hold behind the thigh with your hand or with your forearm and draw the knee out towards your armpit, elbow on that side. Feel free to add a bit of gentle rocking. This isn't the old school like ballistic stretching where you really like, I'm gonna get this. It's not a hard bounce. It's a gentle rock. Check in with your neck also. See that your neck and your jaw let go of a bit of tension here. Yeah, you can hold your foot if you want, if that's convenient. If holding onto your foot means your head involuntarily lifts up, then move your hand down a little. The sun's coming for you. I know, I know. And then release. Touch both feet down. Heel toe the feet wide apart. Spread the arms out. And side to side windshield wipers, nice and easy. One of the other breath practices that can have a cooling and a calming effect is pretty simple. It's just to extend the exhale for any amount longer than the inhale. You can count it if you want, but you don't even have to count. Each time you exhale, take a luxurious amount of time with the exhale. Normal inhale, savor the exhale. It's not like a contest. You're not trying to see how long you can hang on to the out breath. Be easy with it. Take your time with it. When you're ready, come on back to center with the feet. Walk the feet back in. And let's come over to the left leg for the happy baby, rather hamstring stretch first. Hold either the pant leg or behind the thigh. Bring the thigh fairly close to the chest. And then move the lower leg. Lower leg gets straighter. Feel the stretch. And then let the knee bend so you take the stretch off. Just like that. So it's like we're progressively desensitizing these muscles, and we're going in with a sense of calm and ease that reassures the muscles like, hey, I'm just here to stretch a little. You're gonna be okay. I mean you no harm. Right? It's different from like, I think the way I learned stretching when I was a kid, like when we were in gymnastics and stuff, it's like go as much as you can and get somebody to stand on you if you can't go any further. This is not that. Breathe. Be persistent and kind. Now stay in the stretch and breathe. Check in with your shoulders and the back of your neck and your jaw. You might roll the head slowly side to side, unwinding. And stay for a couple more breaths in the stretch. Again, aiming for the belly of the muscle as opposed to the end points. And now, happy baby on this leg. Bring the knee outside the torso. Use your hand or your forearm. Bringing the knee down. Rocking gently. And again, same as with the other side. If you want to walk the hand up toward the foot, just make sure that it doesn't lift your head and your neck along the way. That'll ensure that you get the most out of the stretch without any unneeded strain on the neck. Breathe while you're here. And release. And touch the foot down. Widen the feet. Once again, let's do windshield wipers. Take your time with the movement. And this time, let's focus on keeping a steady pace with the knees. So take all the time you wish, but a nice steady pace. Sometimes the knees will kind of like fall down at the end. See if you can come in slow and smooth, right? Like a perfect landing. A really soft landing. Just like that, side to side. And now come back to center, walk the feet back in, rock over to one side. Any side will do. And once you're on your side, choose the leg position that suits you. If your low back is a little wonky or tender, you're being extra conservative with how much you move your low back, I invite you to have your knees stacked, both knees bent. If your low back's feeling okay today, and you would like to, the other option for your legs, they're just two for today, is bring your top knee, top shin down to rest on the floor, and then the other leg is stretched out straight. Your arm becomes your pillow, unless you have a pillow with you, and then reach the top arm out in front of you. Imagine you're drawing a bow and arrow, bend the elbow, draw your bow, and open up. I like to use my bottom arm as my pillow because it seems like my arm moves just the right way that my hand can cradle the head as I change position. So see what works for you. Opening up, inhaling and coming back as you exhale. If it's comfortable, reach a little bit so that the range of motion's a little larger with each cycle of movement. Now bring the arm to rest out in front of you, the next way that we'll move will be making circles. And there are two options depending on how much you want to work in this case. So the low key option is a gentle circle all the way around as you let the twist happen in the upper and mid back. The more effortful option is as you're making the circle, right about when your arm comes near your hip, it's sort of from the hip to the knee, you start to zip up the belly and lift your head. So you feel some of the muscles in your torso engaging, and then you come back down. So it's partly relaxing and then partly kind of worky. And choose whichever way your body prefers for today, right? Remember, if you're feeling kind of cranky and irritated and just lifting anything it makes you pissed off, then maybe that more effortful one is not the right one for today. Go the other way. Again, take your time. Make the circles as large as works for you today. And now come back onto your side, bend the elbow and rest your fingertips on the side of your rib cage or waist, wherever your top arm can park for a little bit. The elbow falls back behind you. And then let your elbow and your shoulder fall back so that they bring you a little bit more into the twist, into the spinal twist. Once you're here, you can stay right there or extend the arm out. If it feels super comfortable, extend the other arm out as well. Adjust so that you're in an amount of spinal twist that works for today, for right now. Oh, you guys at home, I don't think you can hear this because you're in my earbuds, but there is just a whole chorus of crows making all kinds of clicky caw noises and other birds making other calls. And I'm sure they're like talking about crow things, talking about food. They're probably not saying, damn it, it's hot. Right? Yeah. It's so like, this is the best place I think I've been in terms of like getting away from the heat outside. All right, very gently make your way over to the other side. Like the grass is cool, there's lots of shade. It's good stuff. Change sides and let's do the same thing. So once again, you're being protective of low back, stack your knees. Otherwise, either do that or top knee bends and the bottom leg stretches out straight. Yeah, there you go. Sometimes we roll over. It's like, what the hell was I doing on that first side? Yeah, you can roll over, you can flip around, whichever you like. Same thing here. Support your head the way you want to. Reach your top arm out, and we go for a bow and arrow first. Inhale, opening. Exhale, rolling onto your side, reaching out. Just like that, move with the rhythm of your breath. Just like that. And then turn these movements into circles. Just take it at your pace. Yeah, you guys, this breeze is like the best thing ever. Oh, is the sun chasing you again? I see a little shadow on you now, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, there is a hole in between the trees. All right, go the other way. And then as you finish up your last circle, come onto your side and pull back so that your top hand is resting around the rib cage or waist somewhere on the side there. Let the elbow fall back behind you. And now let your shoulder also fall back the same direction as your elbow. Now, if you've got one knee bent, that one knee may lift up off the mat. That's completely fine. Rotate however much the spine says yes to. And then if you want, extend the arm. If you want, extend both arms. And breathe. Let the breath flow over the body and through the body like a gentle breeze. Inhaling, exhaling, inhaling, exhaling. Stay right there for a couple more breaths. Yeah, I smell lighter fluid. There's barbecuing happening. All right, come on over to your side again. Now from here, let's ease ourselves up. And this will be the main portion that will be on our knees. We'll come to tabletop, to hands and knees. Find a spacing that works for you with the hands, with the knees. And then exhale, glide your hips back. Find child's pose. Stay there for a few breaths. And see how far the arms would like to reach out in front of you. You might be on the palms. You might lift the palms up and come up to fingertips. Deep breath along the back body. And then ease your way back to tabletop. And when you're ready, exhale, round the spine. Inhale, a gentle back bend. And just like that, exhaling. So cat-cow. Make a Halloween cat on the exhale and a gentle back bend on the inhale. Arching and rounding from tabletop. And sometimes patting right underneath the knees makes them more comfortable. Some knees like to kind of hang over the edge a little bit so the kneecap has some airspace. See what your knees like. Come on back to neutral and let's make circles. Roll your hips and shoulders around. No circle is too small or too large. Take your time. Let the body kind of spiral and undulate. Go the other way. Good. Come on back to our neutral position. Reach your arms out in front of you. So our hips are high. This is kneeling puppy. It's like down dog meets tabletop. So the arms are stretching and long. There's a really long line from your palms, grounded, connecting to the earth, all the way up, along the arms, through the shoulders, through the spine, to the pelvis. Now walk the hands in, and by whatever way suits your body today, slowly come to standing. And take your time. And as you come to standing, take a forward bend. Feet hip to shoulder width apart. A little bend in the knees, maybe a generous bend in the knees. If it feels good to hold the opposite elbows, let the arms hang, do that. If it feels better to be less upside down, you might place your forearms on the thighs instead. In all cases, check in with your neck. Ask your neck where it would like your head to be. Breathing in, breathing out. You could sway or be still. Breathe in, breathe out. Slowly and gently press the floor away. Let the arms hang. Zip up your belly and come up slowly. You can press the hands to the thighs if you want a little extra support. And once you're all the way up, hello, welcome. Roll your shoulders up and back, down and around. Take your feet once again, hip to shoulder width, parallel to each other. Root down into your feet. Root down deeply into the earth. Lengthen the spine upward. Breathing in, breathing out. Inhaling, circle the arms out and up. Exhaling, fold down, half sun salute, Ardha Surya Namaskar. Fold as low as you choose, pause there. Come halfway up on an inhale, pause there. Fold down to low again, pause. And then slowly up, press your feet, zip up your belly. Use your hands to help if that's useful. And then as you get more upright, circle the arms. Hands to your heart. And we do it again. Root down, inhale, rise up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway up. Exhale, fold. Press down to rise up. Abs are on. Reach to the sky. Draw a line to your heart. One more time. Yeah, we're getting like the aroma of lighter fluid right now. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, fold. And inhale, come on up. Reach overhead and hands to the heart. Release. Shake your legs out. And place the feet a comfortable distance apart and circle your hips. Go the other way. Yeah, they're all the crows make really interesting sounds. I think that's a crow. Yeah, they like click. Uh-huh. Mm-hmm. Yeah, they have all different sorts of things they say to each other. So come to standing, pick a leg, any leg, and come to standing on that leg. Make a kickstand so that your other heel is right up against the standing leg. And send your roots down. Zip up the belly, lengthen the spine. And breathe. And you create your tree pose. The foot might stay where it is. The foot might start to draw up the leg. The arms can be anywhere, low, high, center, out wide. I know for me, like I've been trying to spend less time using social media because I'm not very kind with myself when I get on there and I'm like, oh, all these people getting all this shit done, making all their sourdough bread and doing all these projects. And I'm like, oh man, you read? That's good. Release, shake your legs out. But but I like it fills me with anxiety to like start to watch the things that I'm like, oh crap, I'm not doing anything. I should really be more productive with my time. I really suck. And you know, it just this is how my self-talk gets out of control. I'm like, all right, take a breath, stand tall, and like take a lesson from the actual trees, right? Like there's, I forget, I think it's one of the spiritual teachers who said, you know, one tree doesn't say look at the other tree, like a tall tree doesn't look at the one growing up between the cracks in the sidewalk and say, what the hell's wrong with you? Like, why aren't you growing more? So use what you have and be where you are and give yourself some grace and space and breath. Coming on to the over to the other leg, just work with whatever is there and be as kind with yourself as you can. You know, there are some days and some moments where it's like, oh, I got this, and other times it's gonna just all go sideways. Keep breathing. Keep breathing. And let's see if we can use our yoga practice to remind ourselves to breathe, to notice those times when we're not so kind in our inner talk with ourselves. Right? Like you're allowed to interrupt yourself. You might not want to interrupt other people when you're talking, but if you notice you're on one of those like rolls in your head, you can totally interrupt your thought. Release the foot, shake out your legs. Let's fold. Fold down, fold as low as you choose, and same thing here. You might hold the arms. You might have another arm position that you like. Breathe with a sense of consciously allowing tension to pour off your body. Like it can pour from your tailbone all the way up your spine and like drip off the top of your head. And if that doesn't sound liberating, if it's like gross to you, then use another image. It's okay. You don't need to use mine. Right? It's like if someone guides you in a visualization, you're like, imagine you're in a spring meadow and you have really bad allergies. Like you just put yourself somewhere that works. All right, release the arms. Press down with the feet. Zip up the belly. Slowly come up. Inhale, make a generous circle around you, and exhale, hands to the heart. Release the arms, and let's have a seat. This is where, if you've got a belt, grab it. We'll take the legs out in front of us. And then bend your right knee and take your right knee out to the side, left foot up against the, or rather right foot up against the left leg. If your leg wants some support, shove a little something underneath there. Shove doesn't sound like yogic and relaxing, but smush something underneath there. Smush is more yogic, I don't know. And then if you have something belt-like, use it. Oh, perfect. Literally a belt. Yeah, right? That's why they're called belts. And like when I used to do, I started in yoga in the Iyengar tradition, and they call the blocks bricks because in India they legit were bricks, like like you'd use actual bricks. Zip up the belly, sit tall, let the shoulders drop down, and hold in a way that does not add to the stress of the situation. Right? If you're like, oh crap, I gotta go there. No, you don't gotta go anywhere. Just sit tall, relax the shoulders, and take a moment to assess the situation. While you're sitting tall, what do you notice in the body? Where is there effort? Where is there stretch, if there is any? Now, if you already feel a good amount of sensation in the back of the leg, go very slowly because it means you're already close to that edge. You might be there. If you feel no stretch in the back of the leg, still go slowly and keep listening. Keep listening. And as you start to come forward, keep listening. How does it feel if you press your heel down? And see what works for you. Sometimes we'll pull the heel up, and I don't love that because it forces the knee into a locked out position. And it's not like we have a lot of weight on it, but if you press the heel down and then you come forward, we've got some interesting different muscular engagement, quad and the hamstring. Just notice what that feels like. Breathe while you're here. Ease your way up. And let's change legs. Switch out. The other leg is out in front. And again, if this leg wants some support under the knee, give it that. Sit tall, relax the shoulders, and hold your belt in the most easeful way possible. And find the edge that works on this side. Breathing in, breathing out, and gently start to come forward, listening the whole time to the muscles in the back of the leg. Long spine, deep breath, easy in the neck and the jaw. And this side may have its own unique personality. So take care of this side. Check in with the shoulders, with the muscles along the nape of the neck. And breathe. The forward bends as a group of poses are really interesting. They're generally considered cooling, calming, relaxing. However, they can also be kind of like in your face confrontational, because they're the type of pose where it's a little too easy sometimes to get caught up in, oh, I can see the distance between my torso and my leg. And we sometimes get caught up thinking we're better yogis if we can close that distance more. And that's not really the truth. All right, slowly come on up. And let's take the legs out wide. You're already there. From the knee. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, that sharp bend. Yeah, yeah. So now both legs out, any amount. Remember, this isn't the gymnastics class or any kind of competition. We're not going for like super duper ultra most ever stretch. But let's use the warmth that we've got today and sit tall. And if your belt is long enough, hold the edges of the belt and use that to connect your upper body with your feet. And if the belt isn't that long, use your hands on your legs and kind of, even though it's not this kind of tension connection, use it as a connection, like you're closing the circuit or closing the loop. That's it. Sit tall. Breathe here. And then little by little, start to tilt your pelvis forward and come forward. Again, same thing here, perhaps even more so because both of the legs are straight. So any tightness on the inner thigh or the back of the thigh may tell us, okay, that's enough. So be inside your body, feeling the sensation in the back of the legs, in the inner thighs, and let that guide you rather than having an outward goal of, oh, I want to reach this thing. I want to touch my chest to the floor. Nobody cares. And it's not like nobody cares because nobody cares about you. It really is not an important thing unless you're in acrobat training. You know, there's no functional need to be able to put your chest on the floor. There just isn't. There's a kind of tidal change that's been happening in yoga where folks are starting to realize, like, hey, they're starting to question a lot of what like our teachers taught them that's been passed down without question. You know, and some of that includes the way we do poses and the way we talk about things. Like, why do we try to do that? Is that really the best way for everybody? And by and large, the answer is not so much, right? We each, what we need, not just from person to person, but what we ourselves need will vary from day to day, week to week, month to month. So meet yourself where you are today with a bit of encouragement and as much kindness as you can muster. And breathe. Start to come up. Go slowly, gently. Bring one hand behind the knee, the other hand behind the other knee. And you might do a little bit of the windshield wiper seated movement we did earlier, if it feels okay to have the soles of the feet together and the knees apart. Come on into that. Soles of the feet together, knees out wide, and your feet can be as close or as far away as your body says yes to. Sit tall, relax the shoulders. And once again, let's use a forward bend here. So the arrangement of the legs is varying a bit each time we're folding forward. So listen and notice, what's it like here? what feels like it gets tugged on, if it feels like it's too much pull in your low back or in your joints, ease off just to where you feel some stretchy sensation, but you can breathe. Inhaling, exhaling. Inhaling, exhaling. Ease your way back up. And then keep the same leg position, but turn so your navel's looking off to the right. And come out that way. So that as you're going off to the right side, the left side of your torso gets a bit of extra stretch. You might walk your left fingers a little further away to exaggerate that length. And again, come back to the shoulders, the nape of the neck, and the jaw. Releasing tension. Allowing the exhale to be as long as it wants to be. Take another breath or two here, then switch sides. Take your time. Breathing in, breathing out. Inhaling and exhaling. Take another couple of breaths on this side and walk gently back to center. Ease yourself to upright. Take a hand under each knee and lift the knees up, separate the feet. Lean back onto your hands, either fingertips or palms, and take a little windshield wiper movement with the knees. That's it. Yeah, when in doubt, be on this side. Yeah, 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 absolutely. You can come over even behind me or over there for Shavasana, absolutely. In fact, maybe, yeah, maybe I'll teach from over there next time. Draw everybody to that side. All right, from here, come onto your back and lie down. Oh, one more. Hang on. Let's do a seated twist while we're here. We'll do another twist lying down, but let's get one in while we're sitting upright. So have your left leg stretched out, right knee bent, foot flat, sit tall. I like to use my hands. You can come over here, Bonnie. There might be more space there. Sit tall, relax the shoulders. Yeah, there's like a vast expanse of shade over that way. That way you won't be chased by the sun. The shade will be coming to you. All right. So whatever knee is bent, take your opposite hand. So if it's the right knee bent, left hand to the shin, right hand kind of behind you. Lean back a bit. And while you're leaning back, start to turn your chest. We're not trying to twist from the low back or from the pelvis. It's really the rib cage. And think of the spine where your rib cage is. That's the area. We'd like it to be like a spiral staircase. Like each step does a little bit of the rotation, so that by the time you're at the top, there's quite a nice amount of rotation there. But there's no one spot that's doing all the turning. Each level is contributing a little. And breathe. If you want to come up more vertical while you're in the twist, feel free. If leaning back feels lovely, stay there. Long spine, easy shoulders, generous breath. Gently unwind. Change the legs. Opposite hand to the knee or the shin. Other hand behind you a bit and lean back. So we give ourselves some nice space with this backward lean, and then turn your chest and shoulders, twisting in the direction of the bent knee. And then if you like, come up a bit more vertical. If you find that coming up vertical starts to curl the spine into a more fetal position, use the backward lean to give you more space. Hey, Tim, how does it feel if you step your left foot to the left a little bit? Yeah, so you can kind of press down into the foot and use that. Yeah. Yeah, the foot that's flat on the mat doesn't need to be particularly close to the other leg. It can be wherever it wants to be, the foot on the bent knee. Take a couple more breaths. Again, check in with the shoulders, the nape of the neck, the jaw. And then gently unwind. As you unwind, now let's come on to our backs. If you want a little ab work on the way down, you could bend your knees and go slowly back and maybe back up and then down. You could do that a couple times if you want. You could just go down once. And as you come down onto your back, just feel the earth beneath you. Breathe. And from here, bring both knees into your chest. With your knees side by side, circle them around. Nice and easy. You decide the size of the circles and a comfortable pace. Reverse direction. And place one foot down, place both feet down. Plant the feet firmly. Feet are parallel to each other. Arms near the sides, but not pinned in. And palms face either direction, up or down. Press into your feet. Squeeze your glutes and lift just your glutes, like squeeze and lift your glutes. They might not actually clear the floor, but make them light on your mat. And then gradually let your low back lift along with your bum. And then gradually let your bottom ribs start to lift and slowly upward. Pause and then slowly lower back down. Take your time. This bridge pose we do extra super slow to benefit all these little muscles along the spine. It's intended to be an unwinding for the back. Squeeze the glutes plus strengthening for the glutes. We could all use that. Squeeze and lift the glutes, then slowly the low back joints, then slowly, gradually, the bottom of the rib cage, lifting bit by bit, inch by inch, pausing at the top, and then gradually coming down, shoulder blades to bottom ribs to low back, and lastly, your bum comes down. Let's do that again. Take your time. Pressing the feet, squeezing the glutes and lifting. Then the low back. Then the back ribs. When you're lifted, however high, stay there. Take a couple breaths. And the slowest you've ever come down from bridge pose, do that this time. So slowly, it's like you can feel vertebra by vertebra lowering down. So slowly. Your back is longer when you come all the way down. Once you're all the way down, take a couple breaths and bring your knees towards your chest. Take happy baby. Hands behind the legs or walking up the shins toward the feet. Again, check in with the shoulders, with the muscles along the nape of the neck, with the jaw. Letting go of tension, letting go of holding. When you're ready, bring the knees into the chest and take any twist you would like. We did a couple. We did windshield wipers. We did one knee or both knees. You can do one of those. You can do one that some other one that you like. You can make up one. Any way of gently rocking, twisting the spine if you like. If there's some other thing you want to do, if you love like halasana or some other pose that feels like a closing, finishing, unwinding, don't like pop up in a handstand. This is not the time for that. If you were to do an inversion, a supported shoulder stand would be considered more cooling. If you've never done one, don't try one now unattended. Although if you like, we can take a look at that in a future class. All right, head to your second side if you're in a twist or some pose that has two sides. If you're doing a couple of things, you can either stay right where you are or do an extra thing. This is your practice. Let it serve you. Let it give you just what you need. And when you're ready, find your way into a comfortable position for Shavasana. You might tuck support behind the knees or the head, or stretch your body out long. Make yourself comfortable. Let the earth support you. Feel the air on your skin. And give yourself some space. Let your awareness be vast enough, so spacious that everything can fit into it. No thought is too big or busy. There's no distraction that takes over. Just let everything be. If there's something you feel like you're fighting against, you might notice. You might notice the internal struggle. Whether it's a helicopter passing overhead or voices of people going by, or thoughts inside your head, whatever it might be that carries us away, let your awareness be so big that there's room for it all. What is it like if we give ourselves that space? We don't expend energy trying to control something that we may not be able to control. Right? I'm not in charge of the helicopter that goes overhead, or a lot of other things. But I can notice when I'm getting wound up about it. And I come back to the rhythm of the breath. Feel the tangible support beneath you. Sense the air on your skin. And stay right where you are. Tatsaviturvarenyam Bhargo devasya dhimahi Dhyo yo na prachodaya Om Bhuvasvaha Tatsaviturvarenyam Bhargo devasya dhimahi Dhyo yo na prachodaya Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. First part of the chant is one of the oldest Vedic chants. And so for thousands of years, at some point in the world, this chant has been ongoing. And it's a chant dedicated to Gayatri, the sun goddess. And zooming out, it has applications that are not just about a sun goddess, but it really is an invocation asking that we have clarity like the bright light of the sun. May it illuminate our choices. May it help us to see things clearly as they truly are. And the last part, Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. May you have peace. Offering peace to yourself. Offering peace to those in your immediate circle, a family of friends. And offering peace out into the world. Start to move and stretch and yawn. As you're ready, draw one knee, then both knees into your chest and rock. Make your way to one side. And slowly press up. Press up to seated. Any way you like. Palms together. Inhaling, lifting the heart. Exhaling, lowering the chin. May you have peace in your heart. May you have peace in your home. May we have peace in our communities and the world. Thank you. Namaste. Thank you.
Thank you, Anne.
Thank you, Anne.
Thanks, Anne.
Thanks, Anne. That was great.
Bye-bye.
Did you hear us?
She may be already gone.
Yeah, she might be.
Gone.
She gone?
I guess. Everybody's gone.